Before I head downstairs, I wanted to make some tea, and I figured since we're talking about low waste today, we would talk about tea. Today we're making fig tea, but you can really apply this to anything because in the winter, everything goes dormant or loses all its leaves. So picking a bunch for tea before all the leaves fall off is a great way to get a product out of something that would normally just go to waste. Today we're gonna make some blueberry fig tea. This is a type of tea that I have come to love. The color's pretty, the flavor's there. This needs to steep a little bit longer. We'll come back and have it later.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to Pondering Creations. We are headed in the house today. We're going to be going in the pantry and talking about products that I've made for my pantry shelf that are out of a byproduct or a waste product of something else. When you're growing your own food, you really want to get the most bang out of your buck and get as many products out of what it is that you're processing. I'll show you what I mean. But first, I want to take a minute to just appreciate this beauty right here. Man, it is so nice to see flowers in winter. And listen to that, guys. Songbirds, they're back. We had a bit of snow last night, just a little dusting, just enough to make it gorgeous though. All right, it's cold out here. Let's go inside. I'm gonna jump right into it today. My first product that we make to be low waste is rendering out lard. So we use lard. We also do beef tallow. This I'm gonna probably use for some lotions or something this year. Mix it with some beeswax for a nice moisturizer, stuff like that. But you can use lard anywhere you would use olive oil or regular oil or butter. So it's a great substitute and something that you can make at home to cut out the cost of some of that butter that people buy. Another great product is apple scrap products. I have a couple here. Apple scraps is another thing that you can save until you have a large batch and then make something. This apple scrap is set up pretty good, but I do have another one that didn't. And I usually make them all low sugar. I just want to tell you guys that. So buy some low sugar pectin. Save your apple scraps. Make sure you wash your apples before you cut them so that when you put them in the bag, they're all set and ready to go. And then you're all set. And you can do some apple scrap jam, apple scrap jelly, and you can do apple scrap syrup. It's actually really good to use in like seltzers and stuff like that. Make a little drink out of it. Make a simple syrup, and then you have it. And it's low waste product. All you really need is the sugar. Apple scrap pepper jelly. So it's kind of the same thing. I had a bunch of apple scrap. I didn't want to do another batch of apple scrap jelly. So I made this apple pepper jelly and it's really good. And it's a nice savory addition. And once again, I did it low sugar. My green products. So normally we don't really eat green tomatoes. Nobody really likes them. But this year I made a salsa and it's actually really good. And Kevin and I are enjoying it. And I did a green tomato ketchup. So with some store-bought tomato paste and just the water off of your tomatoes, you can make both ketchup and barbecue sauce. And sometimes I just render the juice out, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer, and wait till I do my next batch and then add the two together. And I get a nice small batch ketchup or ketchup hot sauce flavor, which is what we call our homemade ketchup, mixed with hot sauce already. Sometimes you add a couple smoked peppers in there or, you know, something nice and easy. And like I said, small batch. So you can just do a couple and just name them different things. I put these pickled onions in here as a low waste item that we make. I could also put the potatoes that my husband just bought because we bought a big bulk bag. And what we do is we take half of the bag and we process them and get them all set and shelf stable so that when it's time to make something, you have a nice convenient meal. But it becomes low waste because I don't think we would run through a 50-pound bag. So just taking it right off the top when they're super fresh and getting them on the shelf is a great way to know that that food isn't going to go to waste. My in-laws are so sweet and they kept bringing us corn to trade for tomatoes. But when we eat, and they were buying it by the dozen, but there's 5 of us. And when we eat it, we usually split a piece. So we just were not going through as much corn as we thought we would. So I had frozen a bunch and then I ended up freeze drying it when I got my freeze dryer. But I did get some canned and ready on the shelf, which is super convenient and delicious. And honestly, if it tastes like anything, it's summer. It tastes like summer corn. It's so good. Sweet. One thing that actually my camera is on right now is the corncob syrup, which was the byproduct of that corn. So this was a low waste corn, and that I didn't want it to go to waste, but the byproduct is corncob syrup, which you guys are on the camera. And this is a great substitute. It's kind of like honey.
The all-star of the low waste world is stock. Stock is something that's great. You save your veggie scraps and some bones of meat, and it's amazing what a little herbs and spices can do. Even when I'm canning, I try to be low waste. So like this brine is actually the brine from the cowboy candy. It made way too much. Guys, do yourself a favor and put it with some green beans. It's really good. Roasted peppers is another thing that I just canned and got on the shelf because I did not want them to go bad, and it's turned out that I love them. And they're expensive at the store. I hope I've inspired you today to do something with your waste products, whether that's compost or make a nice product for yourself out of them before it goes to the compost.
So I want to know what you're going to do with your food scraps. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you have any other good ideas or if you're going to try any of these things yourself. Hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Make sure you get subscribed over on the tube and some of our other social medias also. Thanks.